Hey leaders, Jody here. I am the District Sales Manager with Avon District 381. And tonight what I wanted to do is I wanted to talk to you about planning, because planning is essential with your Avon business. Now, people would say to me, especially when I was a representative, you have to plan your business. Just, put a plan together and follow that plan and you'll be able to achieve this, that, and the other. And it used to drive me crazy because you really, unless you know how to do a plan, sometimes it's not easy for everybody. And for me to sit down and do a plan would take me a couple hours, and I would obsess about it and I would change it and I would do all kinds of stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to help you break down the planning a little bit, and then we're going to talk about your 90-day plan. Because what I've been able to meet with a handful of you to start looking at your 90-day plan. But now what we're going to do is we're going to take it to the next level. We're going to finish those 90-day plans and we're going to look at your goals. Okay. But I'm doing this video because I haven't been able to connect with all of you. Our schedules, for whatever reason, haven't coincided. But I want to make sure that you have the training and that you still have all the tools readily available for you for your success in this year. So let's break this down a little bit. When you say that you're doing an Avon business, you do need to put stuff in your calendar. Now, the ideal thing is that when you wake up in the morning, you want to know what you're doing with your Avon business that day. So the very first thing that you need to do is figure out how many hours a day or how many hours a week you're able to dedicate to your business. Okay, and nothing's right or wrong. If it's half an hour once a day, then it's half an hour once a day. You just need your goals to reflect that time realistically. If it's 3 hours on Wednesday, but only half an hour on Thursday, that's great too. But you need to know, what are you working with? What is the time value that you are able to invest in your business? From there, the very first thing I would encourage you to do is to do a brain dump. Because a lot of times we have all these things in our head and we know that we need to deliver the books, we need to deliver the product, we have to send out the customer fun email, anything like that. But we do it, if we put it out per day, it's not going to be as overwhelming. Do a brain dump. Write down absolutely everything, every step that you do in a 2-week rotation with your Avon business. Okay, just get a blank piece of paper or a lined piece of paper and just write it all out. It doesn't even have to be in order. You're just going to write everything out. Once you have that list, then you know what you're working with. Okay, you're going to take that list and you're going to take your calendar, because you already know how many hours a week or how many hours a day or what days you can dedicate to your business. From there, you transfer. You just start at the top of the list. And if the first part of the list is preparing your Avon brochures, you get to pick, okay, I'm going to do this every Tuesday between 7 and 7:30 while I'm watching TV. Then you would put it in your calendar and you would cross it off your list. And you're going to continue to do that until everything on that list has a place and date to do that. Okay? Those are the every campaign tasks. But you also need to know, what is your end goal? Because if you don't know what you're striving for, you can't plan accordingly. If I know that I want to sign 2 people this campaign, then I need to put in my calendar when I'm going to go out and talk to people, when I'm doing the social media, who are the people I'm connecting with. So if I want to do 10 people that I want to sign in one campaign, then my schedule needs to reflect that is what my end goal is. Does that make sense? You also want your end goal in mind of your bigger picture, back to your why. Am I doing this because I want a car? Am I doing this for a down payment on a house? So again, you need to track, if you want $5,000 at the end of 3 months, then what are the steps you're going to do to get to your end result? Okay? And these are all things that you're going to do within your 90-day plan. So let's summarize. Very first thing, brain dump. Second, figure out how many hours a week you can invest in your business. And third, start getting the brain dump down on pieces of paper. And fourth, what is your end goal? Okay, and it can be, what is my end goal after 3 campaigns? What is my end goal after 1 campaign? What is my end goal after 6 months? It doesn't matter. You just need to know where you're going. Also, when you get up the next day, knowing what you need to do that day also alleviates a lot of the stress within your business. Meaning, if you wake up and you're like, oh my gosh, I got to get books out, but you know in your calendar you're not doing books till Thursday and it's Tuesday, don't worry about it today. You're worried about it on Thursday. So that's another thing that will also alleviate too. Another piece is when you see it all down your brain dump, all down on information, it's going to feel very overwhelming. Oh my gosh, I've got 30 tasks I need to do. But when you transfer those 30 tasks down into a calendar and you realize that you're only really doing 4 of those tasks tomorrow, you're going to feel better about your business, and it's going to flow much better, and you're going to be able to keep that momentum because you're just going to rinse and repeat every 2 weeks. Okay? As a leader, I would encourage you that 1 week you do team, 1 week you can do customers. I used to set it up so that the week that I did deliveries, I worked on the sales aspect of it, and then when I was waiting for my order to come in, that week I worked on connecting with my team. So, but that's what works for me and for my time schedule. These are things that you're going to want to look at and play with. Okay? So, let's go from here. I'm going to share my screen because, again, I want you all to be well aware of what the tools are available to you and what you have to play with. So under here, under Info Center, okay, you're going to go to Leadership Support. Under Leadership Support, there is tons of information that you can play with. It's even your pathway to unit leader is right there. But when you scroll down all the way to the bottom, okay, this is where the Avon Beautiful Tour is. That's pretty cool too. But when you keep scrolling, there is something down here, okay? It is, whoops, I got to scroll one more. Oh, here it is. Leadership 90-Day Business Plan. What I love about this is it makes you think about your business. And we're going to talk about the spreadsheet that I have you guys fill out as well. So this, don't let it get overwhelming. It's a lot of information. At first, when I started to do it, it was overwhelming to me. But when you actually stop and do it piece by piece, you're going to find that it's a lot easier to maintain, and it makes you stop and think about your business. What I love about this is it talks about your whys and your needs, and it talks about short-term versus long-term. That is very smart because you always want to have realistic goals. To say that you're going to have your $5,000 for your down payment of your house in 2 weeks is not a realistic, attainable goal unless you're dedicating 60 hours a week to your business. Okay? Down here, though, is where you start to look at numbers. Now, most of the unit leaders on this team in this district, okay, have, I would say, 20 or less people on your team. So this is going to be something that you can fill out very easily and you can pull from your ARC. If you're a new candidate and you don't have these pieces yet because you don't have access to the reports, don't get caught up with this information. What I want you guys to go to, which I find that is really great value, let me scroll here, okay, is it talks about making sure that you've earned the money and received the money. But my favorite part in all of this stuff, and this is all information you will find on ARC, guys, you can just fill it right out. This is what I like, okay, the reflection on your results. This is really important. And these are thought-invoking questions. I love thought-invoking questions. And I love when you guys come back to me with questions because it means that you're thinking. But this is really looking at, you know, like I said, how much time did I dedicate to my business, right? If you're saying that you want to sign 1 person per campaign or 2 people per campaign, but you recruited for half an hour that week, of course you're not going to achieve your goal. Okay, what is going well? What am I good at? How are my results trending? These are great things, okay? Now what are my gaps and why do I think this is? What I did is I created a spreadsheet for you guys. Let me just pull it up here. I created a spreadsheet and I'm going to share it to my screen for you. And what it is it's a snapshot essentially of your 90-day plan in so you can see it quicker and faster. Hang on, let me just find it here. This is something that I have sent to all of you, and so far right now, only 3 people have returned it to me out of all of our leaders. I encourage you to check it out. Okay, I'm going to pull it over. So this is what it looks like. So right now, we are in campaign 3. What this is this is literally going and it's pulling out the information. I encourage you, for your own benefit, to see your snapshot, is to go and fill in campaigns 1 and 2. This is something that you can fill in after the campaign has closed, because this is literally all the information right from your dashboard that you will be able to see. But going from here, here is sections along the way of your different goals, okay? Where do you want to be at the end of campaign 3? So what you can do is, this is what's going to show you where your gaps are. Meaning, if you had 5 appointments or 5 people in contracted, say, but only 2 appointments placed orders, okay, that's one thing that you can look at. Where is your gap? Am I going back and helping her place her second order, or am I letting her do it herself? Things like personal sales versus team sales. If you have 5 people on your team and your personal sales are exceeding your team sales, that's a gap. You need to be able to teach your people how to sell as well as you're selling right now. It's just simply sharing what you're already doing. Anytime I send out the customer fund, I send it out to everybody so that everyone has an opportunity to do it. So if you do something like a fundraiser or an incentive with your customers, these are things you should be sharing with your team so that their team sales eventually will exceed you. Because when they do, you will make a lot of money. Same with active reps versus total reps. If you have 40 total reps on your team, but only 25 are placing an order, that's a gap. You need to know, why are those other people not placing orders? And it's okay to ask them. I do it all the time. Hey, I noticed you haven't placed an order in 3 campaigns. I would love your feedback. I'm trying to make the district stronger. If you could tell me, what's your number 1 reason why you're not ordering? I can't help without knowing what's going on. Same thing applies to your team, okay? The reason I'm doing this specifically is because starting February 7th, the inside sales team is only going to be contacting first generations. That's people under the district. The second and third generations, who are under you, will be the ones doing this. And I will share with you the words and the text and email and all of that information that I've been doing in the past, so that you can duplicate that and carry on and be just as successful. But you need to know where are your gaps. If you have more reps than active reps, find out why, okay? If you had 5 in contracted, but only 2 placed an order, what happened? Okay, and then this is, who are your contracted people? You need to be aware. So if I had 2 contracted people in campaign 1 and they haven't placed an order yet, this is a great reminder, so that when you go back and refer to this, you can go, oh yeah, I was supposed to call Shelly and I was supposed to call Barbara. So this is a great reminder for yourself. You're also looking at, with our compensation plan, you are going to make more money on your second generations once you become an advanced unit leader. To be an advanced unit leader, you need 2 unit leaders, okay? And then your commissions go up quite substantially. So who are you working with on your team? One of the things that I specifically did this year was, instead of always sending out messages and stuff saying, hey, who wants to work with me? Right? And I was allowing the district to respond then, and then anybody responded, then I would work with them. I went, you know what, I'm not doing that this year. I'm going to pick who I want to work with, who I see talent with, and who is engaging with me. You guys can do the same. Who on your team has the top sales? When you call her and say, are you interested in leadership? That means nothing to her. She has no idea what leadership means. She doesn't understand the concept of the business. So I would call her and say, hey, this is something that I've been doing. I love it. There's a lot of benefits to it. Would love to take you under my mentorship. Okay, and would you like to learn what I'm already doing? And so you get to decide who on your team shows the most potential. Now, it's not always just about the top sales. We have a fantastic representative in 377. Her name is Trudy. You guys have seen me talk about her before, and Rosina talk about her. And she, in June of 2017, was a bronze representative. She was bronze. And now she's an advanced unit leader, and she is President's Club. I want to almost say she's Honor Society, but I know for sure she's President Club, if not above that, okay? She was bronze in June. It took her 6 months to get to advanced unit leader and to increase her sales. And she did that all through leadership. So again, who has the talent? Who has the willingness? Because skill you can teach. You cannot teach someone to take your tools and work it. You can teach them, though, the skills that they need. You can't teach will. So look at your team. Who are you working with? And then add yourself some comments, you know, hey, campaign 2 didn't go as well as I wanted because my son was sick. Okay, awesome, that happens. But also remember too, it's how quickly you bounce back. If you were going to a 9-to-5 job every day, are there days where you would call and say, yes, my son is sick, I'm not going into work today? Absolutely. But then there are days too where you buckle down and you have to go to work because you have someone saying, hey man, where are you? Okay, same thing applies to your business. We also, as representatives, you know what, because I'm talking too much now, I'm going to bring you guys back to me. But you get the gist of this. This is really important. This is for you. I know it's a drag to fill out spreadsheets. I totally understand that. But once you get into this habit and you do this, send it to me. As soon as you fill it out, send it to me, and I will provide you with feedback. I will look at the gaps for you, and I will recognize for you where you need to pull up your socks. And then once you start doing that, you're going to see huge results because the momentum is going to be getting there. Okay? So now I'm going to stop sharing because I'm talking so much because I'm getting really passionate about this. I get so passionate about leadership because it's what changed my life personally. I was able to be home with my children. I could pick them up. And even to this day, even though I'm an employee of Avon, I still have the flexibility that I can go and take my son to hockey during his school time, like I did today, because at night I can work, because these are the hours that I have that I can do this. It is the reason why I was able to quit my full-time job. And it is also the reason why I've met amazing, amazing people. And I've watched them have a change in their lives as well. So I get really passionate about it because also, as entrepreneurs, we get in our heads and we think that it's so difficult to do this. But the reality is, guys, with the tools available and the compensation plan available for you right now, there is no reason why you cannot be successful with a leadership business with Avon. And it all comes down to what are your actions, what are your activities, and who are the people that you're working with. Okay? So I hope this helps. This was longer than I anticipated, but I was getting excited. So look at your 90-day plan. If you haven't already met with me about your 90-day plan, connect with me. I will do it with you. Fill out this spreadsheet that I have created for you and send it to me. It is in your best interest. I'm not doing it to keep an eye on you. I'm not doing it to spy on you. I'm doing it because you need to see a snapshot of your business. And when you see that snapshot, other pieces of the puzzle will fit back together for you. Okay? So I think that's it. I'm going to stop talking now. So have a wonderful evening. And we will talk to you all soon. And of course, I'm always here to help. So reach out if you ever need me. Bye for now.